so much. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, how are we doing? How is my favorite project? I mean patient. Good, good. Well, it's been quite some time since you had your little surgical, your little embellishments. Let's just call it those. Let's just call it that. Well, I would say you look still not good, but there's definitely improvements. Yes, yes, indeed. For one, I love that your eyes are sort of looking in two different directions. Yes. Very Marty Feldman, very Brittany Broski. It suits you. Yes. And while you were, let's just say, in a coma, yes, I took the liberty of adjusting some of your toes. I just felt like they were a couple centimeters off. Yes. Let me get a good look. Yeah. Well, you have been asleep for quite some time, and well, unfortunately, might have used a little too much anesthesia, so that one's on me. Yes. I shouldn't even be taking notes, right? I'm a doctor. I enhance. I don't jot down notes. This isn't even notes. It's just scribbles I'm doing. You really do look terrible, but it's an exception. Because I have made it my personal duty in life to fix you. Yes. I'm going to devote so much time into making you look like the best version of yourself. Whether you want it or not. So anyway, let me just explain all the adjustments we've had. Yes, so I've already talked about your eyes and your toes, but let's talk about in between. So I've raised your hairline a few inches. Just a few, yes. It was sort of like right on top of your brows, which everyone has their preferences, but I just think a few inches just really made you look a little younger. Took you back about 5 years, yes. Your ears, I took the liberty of replacing them with Anne Hathaway's old ears. Yes. Well, she donated them to me in exchange for her heart. No, my heart, actually, no, because, it's a story I won't divulge, but anyway, yes. So your ears, they're so graceful and feminine and beautiful and just, oh, you look so, I love them. As for your lips, I took the liberty of enhancing the top half. Yeah. You have a little bit of what I like to call a fat bottom, thin top. Yes, so I took the liberty. Let me get a little closer. I took the liberty of sort of taking your top lip and I just, you know how when you get inflatable and it's sort of, you unpack it and it just expands by itself? That's sort of what I did. I just, As for down there, your neck was a little fat for my taste, so I extracted a little bit of fat from your neck and I put it down to your forearm area. Yes. I thought your forearms, they were looking a little little thin, you know, so a little fat in the forearms, never hurt anyone. Now, as for your midsection, that waist, cinched, honey. Mama, 20-inch unit, 20-inch waist. You are skinny. You're so skinny. Yes. Oh, speaking of a BBL, I told you, yes, BBL. Wasn't that great? Don't you just feel so cushioned back there? It's lovely, isn't it? And of course, yes, I know you feel them already, but boobs. I did give you breasts, and yes, they are gorgeous, very voluptuous. Yes. I stole them from a homeless woman. They look much better on you. Anyway, down to your legs. Your femur was looking a little skinny, so I put a little bit of the neck fat in there as well, along with your bones on the arms. Yes. And your knees, I took the liberty of just getting rid of those. Who needs knees? Yes. So you can't really stand up, but don't worry, you will be provided a wheelchair, so that's not really anything to worry about. I already mentioned your toes, but I did take a little bit of fat out of those ankles, and I put them into your wrists. I felt like your wrists were a little... you know, a little limp. So, can't have that in the office. So, now that I've explained your procedures to you, how do you feel? Excellent. Yes, lovely. You still look a bit just not quite right, so I'm going to take the liberty of suggesting some other changes I think we should try doing. Well, let me just sit bedside. So, first and foremost, I thought the hair was a bit of an issue. I was thinking, well, most people would probably, you know, dye it or maybe try a new style. No, let's go further. I think we should give your hair a new type of texture. A new texture. Who would even think about doing that? I have plenty of opportunities for you to choose from. Yes. Well, have you ever noticed how celebrities change their hair so often? Well, they usually come to me. Yes, Dr. Scratch, Dr. Stitch and Sew. Stitch and Sew. So I take that hair and I give them a new texture. Isn't that lovely? The things you can buy nowadays. As for your eyes, I want to sort of remove one of them. I want to remove one eye, move another eye. Yes. And I want to switch them. Yes. Your right eye looks like your left eye, and your left eye looks like your right. And I think we should just switch the both of them. Yes. Or we could try a new color entirely. Yes. Wouldn't that be fabulous? As for your chest area, I think we should take a couple ribs out and give you sort of like claws with nails. Fine them down to a pump and give you full acrylics with your rib cages. How fabulous would that be? Yes. Your knees, I was thinking of putting them in your arms, so that your arms are straight, sort of, so you're always ready to give a big hug. No. Scratch that off the list, I suppose. What's that? You want to go home? You miss your family? Dear. I think you underestimate just how long you've been asleep for. Yes, no. I mean, you've been asleep for months. If they haven't been looking for you, then well, they probably don't care about you now, do they? They don't really care about you. But me, I care about you. You are my most prized possession. You are everything that I have been working towards as a doctor, as a man. Just everything about you is just so revolting physically. I'm sure your insides are lovely. I would love to take a look at your insides, but that's a whole nother can of worms. I want you to feel beautiful. And so help me God, I will make sure you feel beautiful if it's the last thing I do. I should put you down for a nap. You've been awake for far too long, and quite frankly, I wanted to see what else I can do, so good night.